All right, welcome everybody to Live from the Owl's Nest. I'm Jamie.
I'm Alicia.
And together we're RoyalWise, computer software training and support specializing in QuickBooks Online, Microsoft Office, and
all things Apple.
There we go. So
we have that backwards. Like maybe we should switch that.
No.
Why am I saying all things Apple?
Because you love to say it.
I do like to say it.
Because it's like your tagline. It's like,
right.
See you in class. It's just your thing. It's
right.
totally fine.
So. But he's the Apple guy for those of you who are just meeting us.
Oh, then she's the QuickBooks girl.
Right.
So I think they're aware of that because what we talk about in these all the time. You want to get started? What's going on?
Well, I just on Tuesday did a class about the business view versus the accountant view. And at first I thought it was just going to be like a little throwaway 30-minute class. And I spent a full hour really breaking down everything about for those of you who don't know, QuickBooks Online has two different views. It has one view for people who are accountant users and also legacy users, people going back over time. But if you're a brand new user of QuickBooks Online, when you create your subscription, you get a new layout called Business View. And it's part of Intuit's program called Rethink Accounting that they started a few years ago, where they realized that the needs of a business owner are different from the needs of a bookkeeper when you're looking at your accounting software. And so the business view is Intuit's attempt to have a different experience depending on what your needs are. And originally, when I started getting the class ready, I was thinking to myself, oh, well, this is just a matter of like showing the different left-hand navigation bars. But when I really started digging into it, I realized that there was actually some reasons for the two views and some benefits to each one of the two. So it's a completely free course. We're going to have it available in the RoyalWise Owls at royalwise.com probably by the end of this week. Totally free. And I break down everything about it, not just the navigation, but the differences in some of the tools, the purposes behind it, and even how to customize your menus. So it was a really great experience. It was nice putting together a new curriculum.
I thought you were about to teach the class right now.
Oh, I'm just getting people excited about the class because it's cool, right?
Well, there you go. Hey, I did a class last week too that I'm going to mention, even though, even though it's past, it's really cool. It's what's new in iOS 16. iPhone's iOS 16 operating system came out, and it's just a 1 hour. What are some of the new features? Of course, it's not enough time to cover everything, but I think I did a pretty good job of showing some of the cool new features, especially the customize your lock screen feature, which was really cool, and the lift an image out of a photo feature, which is also very cool. That class is already up for an on-demand viewing. And so if you want to go see what's new in iOS 16, from my perspective, go check out that class in the RoyalWise Owls area also.
I need to do that. I definitely need to see it.
Why, yes. Yes, you do.
I'm at the point, though, even though I used to be the Apple trainer, I'm at the point now where I get on my phone just to do the things that I need to do, and I never really dive into all of the new features when they come out. So even though I'm part of RoyalWise, I have to go watch his classes.
Yeah, don't learn them. Don't learn them on TikTok. Don't watch the reels on Facebook. They're too short. They don't give you enough.
That's one of the places where the trend of like shorter is better isn't necessarily true. I mean, there's a lot to talk about.
So those are the classes we just did. What's else is happening? What's on the horizon here?
In the beginning of November 8th, I'm doing my sales tax class. And that's a class about how to use the built-in automatic sales tax in QuickBooks Online. That QuickBooks, every time you make an invoice to a customer, it will calculate your local and state taxes for you and then hold them together and tell you how much you need to remit to the state. But just like sales tax in general, the tool isn't that easy. There's some things that you need to know in order to make sure that you have accurate reports. And so I'm going to show you how to use it, how to set it up, how to use it properly, and the little gotchas that you got to watch out for. So definitely come check out my sales tax class. So if you head over to royalwise.com and click up on the calendar, you can see it coming up on November 8th. And then right after that, the following week, I have Shannon Bauman-Theis coming in and talking about payroll. And so she's the payroll queen, and she's going to be talking about all the different elements of like what happens inside payroll. So if you haven't ever had to run payroll before, you find out about all of the state and federal taxes, garnishments, deductions, and also different payroll types. Also PTO types, sick leave versus vacation leave, and how to actually craft a PTO policy that makes your employees want to work with you. And then the following month in December, I'm going to be teaching a 2-hour class on setting up and using payroll inside QuickBooks, where we're actually going to go into the product. So the two work really, really
Oh, wait, so
well
your
together.
class is how to implement it in QuickBooks Online, but
Yeah.
her class is how to set it up as a policy in an HR concept.
Exactly.
That's wonderful. It's
Yeah,
really
it
great that we
is.
bring in these guest instructors that have that really like niche understanding of that part of it. That's really great.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it because it was one of those topics that I get a lot of questions on. And while I know how to run payroll, I'm not an authority on it. And so bringing in Shannon is just a dream of mine, so that we can get her take on it, her really clear explanations about it. And I'm also really excited about the part about like how to design your sick leave policies and PTO policies so that your company thrives.
Wow. And I'm going to have some classes coming up. They're not on the calendar yet just because I can't yet, which is what's new in iPad OS 16, which isn't out yet because they just announced the new iPads 2 days ago. I'm going to tell you what that new hardware here is in a minute. And also the Mac OS Ventura, the new version of Mac OS is coming out, but it's not out yet. We're expecting both of these operating systems out by the end of the month, end of October, which means I'm going to be doing what's new classes in both iPad OS 16 and Mac OS Ventura, probably the second week of November, if I can learn it and get those out there fast enough. But what that means, well, not what it means, but the reason that they didn't put those operating systems out yet is one of the reasons is that we had a slew of press releases on Tuesday of new hardware. They didn't do an event. They always do kind of a big fancy event, but this time they didn't. But what they did announce is a new iPad. The iPad is now in 4 different vibrant colors. And so if you want a colored iPad.
What colors? What colors?
I don't know. I didn't memorize it.
Is it purple?
I don't know. There's not purple. There's only 4 colors. There's not purple.
Okay.
But that's going to
have. You're off the hook. You don't have to get an iPad.
It's going to have the A14 Bionic chip in the iPad, which is really great. They announced a new iPad Pro that's going to have the M2 chip in it. So there's already an iPad Pro with an M1 chip. And now the new M2 chip is going to be in the iPad Pro. And the other announcement was the Apple TV 4K has been improved. And now that has an A15 Bionic chip in it, which is really, for an Apple TV, making it the most powerful kind of little TV enhancement computer ever. It's like, if you were to get a Roku or a Fire Stick or a Chromecast. But this actually, it's not a television set. It's a little black box you plug into your TV through HDMI, and it basically turns your television into an iPad. You can download apps, you can play games, but you can also stream anything and everything. Your Prime, your HBO Plus, your Netflix, you name it.
So what's the benefit of the 4K? Does that mean that if you're like any of the things on your, I don't get it. What is the 4K?
What is 4K? 4K
Yeah.
is resolution, and it has to do with ultra high def television sets. So it has to do if the TV you're plugging this into doesn't have ultra high def, then you may not need the 4K version of the Apple TV, right? There's a high def, an Apple TV HD, high def just for high def televisions. But this is for ultra high def. So basically, when we're talking about high def or high definition, is it 72p? Is it 1080p? And then we move up to HD, ultra HD, and ultra HD is also considered what they call 4K or 4000 resolution.
Okay, so what I'm trying to figure out is, so it basically is like if you have a high definition TV, it's now going to stream your content up in high definition, which it didn't used to.
Right. There's already been a 4K Apple TV. We have one on our ultra high def television, have for a couple years now. It's a new version of the 4K Apple TV. It just happens to have a better processor in it, right? And so this is like a mini computer, and it is streaming. Even like with our Apple TV, occasionally we need to reboot the Apple TV because the audio and the video aren't quite matched up correctly. A faster processor means it can handle what it's doing better, right? So
I predict one in our future.
I
know what to get you for Hanukkah.
New AirPod Pros. Yeah, we might get some new AirPod Pros
AirPod Pros. So you're switching topics to the little ear things.
Those were announced a little while ago,
okay.
but there is the second generation of the AirPod Pro coming out that's supposed to have better spatial audio, and I don't have them yet. I might even get some AirPod Maxes and get them. You don't know what's going to happen.
Oh, I know Grace wants a set of those.
Oh, stop it. Okay, enough of that. What else do you have on your list?
What else do I have on my list? The buzz in the industry right now is happening around Hector Garcia's new Chrome plugin called Write Tool, and it's built by the same developer who made Monkbe, Monkbe. And what Monkbe added to QuickBooks was the ability that, for instance, if you're in a checking register, instead of having to go back to the chart of accounts, you can now go back to your banking. Or when you're looking at a journal entry, it'll put little up and down arrows so you can see if it's going to increase or decrease things. So Monkbe is one Chrome extension that I've really enjoyed. But then Hector got so inspired by that he decided he wanted to make his own completely new navigation system. So he is working with the developer, and it's called Write Tool. And it's a navigation on the right side of the screen where it gives you full access to all the reports, full access to all of the tools, and you can start anything to make your own favorites list and put it in any order you want. You can click one button and it will open up all of them in a set of tabs all at one time. And you can set it so that if you're looking at a P&L report and you want to drill into a number, it'll open that up in a new tab so that you don't have to keep going back and forth.
So let me make sure that I got this straight. I'm a tech person. Let me make sure I got this. Is a Google Chrome web browser extension.
Yes.
That's like a plugin that you can use while you're in QuickBooks Online. So it's almost like an overlaid user interface.
Yes.
That now gives you right navigation with favorites and automatic tab opening and all. Are you kidding me?
It's really awesome.
That's I don't know. I'm a little impressed. Hector, you go for it, brother. You do that.
Yeah, so I'm really excited about it. It doesn't do anything that QuickBooks doesn't already do. It's more of an interface enhancement, but you can now turn that on and shut the left-hand sidebar and have a completely customized navigation experience. So thank you, Hector. It's awesome, and I'm delighted to continue beta testing it, and I can't wait until it comes out for public use.
There we go.
Yeah.
You didn't let the cat out of the bag too soon, did you?
No,
Okay.
He's collecting feedback.
There we
It's
go. Okay.
Yeah.
Anything else for this Owl's Nest?
No, I think I'm good.
I think we did really good. So I want to thank you guys for spending the time. If you did, always go check us out on YouTube and subscribe to our channel. I hear you got to ring the bell so that you get notifications.
Mm-hmm.
That's a YouTube thing. But also go like our Facebook page. Give us some shares. We would love to get some more people to come and visit us here in the Owl's Nest. I'm Jamie.
I'm Alicia.
And we will
see you in class.
See you in class, everybody. Thanks for coming.